and welcome to the 81st episode. Sorry. Hello, and welcome to the 81st episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. It's been about a couple of weeks since I last updated. With the way that my weeks have been going so far, it seems like time is getting a little bit harder to find to what I can podcast. But don't worry, I actually worked on stuff. I've got, let's see, I think I got a half-finished object. I've got a new cast on, and I've got some stash acquisitions. So let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my half object. I just realized I forgot to put it on a sock blocker because that makes it look so much better as I sit down there and take it there. Sorry. So, forget it. You know what? Leave it. So I finished the first sock of my Gryffindor socks right there on its side. Last time you had seen, I was just past the heel, I believe. And so I finished the foot, and then I cast on the second sock. So this yarn is from BISCOTTE yarns. The color is ÉSCHARPE de SORCIER GRIFFIN, but it's just the Gryffindor house colors, right? So the second sock, I've been working on it a lot, and last night, before I went to my bed, I managed to make it halfway through the heel. So I'm halfway through the heel, so I'm going to finish up the rest of the heel today, hopefully, or maybe tomorrow. And then I'll be able to move on down to the foot, and yay. So I'm happy about that. So, yeah, I'm using, these are a size 0, high sharps, 64 stitch count, just vanilla. This yarn I'm using up here for the heel cuffs and toes. My own hand dyed. Doesn't have a name. It's not available anywhere. I don't think. I'm pretty sure. But either way, so that's 1.5 pairs of socks done. Almost. So my next thing, I didn't work on my, I will be honest. I did work on my shop, but I got like 2 rows in. It's not really anything to show off, so I'm not even going to bother trying to go get the bag to show it off. I really want to get my socks done more because of the knit along that's happening at the knitting loft called Step Into Summer Knit Along. I'll put the dates at the bottom. I think it finishes, I'm not sure if it's the 15th of June or if it's the 15th of June. Dang, I gotta hurry up. But yeah, so it's happening and it will be finishing within the next week or 2, I believe. So I'm trying to have 2 pairs of socks done for that. So that means I gotta get cranking. So my next project is actually, it's 2 things. It's a stash acquisition and it's a new cast on because I can't wait for things. So I started a new sock, and so this is it so far. The pattern that I was originally going to do, it ended up not working. There is a stitch design in it that I didn't quite understand how to do. I'm assuming that's the case, but I couldn't get it to look the way that it looked in the picture. So I came up with my own alternative, and I did this. So this is my own sock pattern now. Doesn't have a name, just, that's it. So the yarn that I'm using, I got from the Knitting Loft. So this one is from Primrose yarn. It's a mini sock skein. So this is from Primrose yarn, and the colorway is called She Was All Yellow. So I think this is a reference to a song from the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know, I hear it at work all the time. So that's that one. It's a beautiful shade of yellow. I love it. And then for the mane, this is by Nice and Knit. I had them wind it up for me in the store because I don't trust my ball winder anymore. So this is by Nice and Knit. The colorway is called Autumn. I have the tag sitting in the middle, but I don't want to take it out because I don't want it to collapse in on itself. But I've been doing pretty good at getting it from outside the ball. So I'm trying to do something new again, because after going through the yarn barfs again, I can't take them anymore. Like this one, I went through so many yarn barfs already. I've actually cut it at some point, so there's an extra end in there that I don't know where it is. We're leaving it at that. So this is to help avoid that. So doing it from the outside. So that's what it is. So this is my cuff, and this is my body of sock. I love the colors. It actually makes me think of very much like 70s, early 80s. Like if there was maybe like a hint of red, like a few specks of red. It reminds me of like my childhood couch that we had in my old apartment when I was like a child, baby type thing. So that's it. For this one, I'm really pretty certain that this is a size 1 US. This doesn't feel like a 0, and I didn't really check it. I just assumed it was the right thing. But this feels thicker than my size 0s, but I'm not sure. But they're still higher sharps. It's still on a 64 stitch count, and that's it. Okay, the rest of my stash acquisitions. I found out, I guess, a couple weeks ago that somebody who I buy bags from, bags and stitch markers from, she also dyes yarn now. So this is from Crochet Knit 1, Crochet 2 Knit 1. So she dyed, she has a few, I'm going to put her shop name down here, but she has a shop, and I love the way that she sends her yarn, as I've never seen anybody else but her do this, but here it is. The colorway is called Anne of Green Gables. So she vacuum seals them to get them as flat as possible to get them to go into, to get them sent out in the mail. So with my order, I also got the stitch marker, which is a slice of cake, which I absolutely love, but I think it goes perfectly because I'm pretty certain I got this bag from her. Tea and cake. I think they go together perfectly, but I just haven't used this on anything. I may actually just put it on the sock that I'm working on right now. So I am now going to open up my skein and actually see it outside. Like I left it in the package from last week Thursday when I got it, just because I want to show it off in its natural state, so to speak. So let's see what happens. You can actually hear it. The air is coming out for freshness. And the ball band. Okay, so there are her details. You can see them on there. So here it is in the skein. So it's got like a tealish green, or emerald green, pink, and white. So it's for Anne of Green Gables, which I remember when I was a kid. I think, did I read in grade 4? Yeah, that was the first year I had English classes, because I was at a French immersion school. We didn't start English until grade 4. But I remember my teacher said we had a book report that we had to do. And I said I was going to do Anne of Green Gables, because I think the TV show used to come out way back then, the original Anne of Green Gables TV show. And she was like, no, you can't do that book. It's too hard. Obviously, I didn't listen to her. I went to the library that was across the street from my house, and I checked the book out. And I handed in my report on Anne of Green Gables. Read the entire thing. Loved it. So I guess I was just that little bit defiant enough that I was not going to let my teacher, who apparently did not know my love of reading, tell me that I could not read Anne of Green Gables. Like, it's a thick book. And for somebody who's, let's see, if you're grade 4, it's probably about 10, maybe 11. No, it would have been 9 going on 10. Yeah. She told me I couldn't do it. I did it anyway. So, yeah. So, that's this. So she's got us to quite a few updates in her shop as well, which I'm looking forward to getting my hands on. Also, there's another dyer who I have bought quite a bit of her self-striping yarn. Yeah, this is actually from her. Pretty sure this is from her. From Penguin Soup. So she has reopened her shop, and I'm very excited about that. I haven't been able to buy anything just yet, but I plan on making a purchase to support. So she is also opened up her shop. Give it a look. So I'm going to put the name of it on the screen. Apparently I'm going to put a lot of things up on the screen. Just giving myself so much editing work to do. So, yeah. So if you want to check out her shop, it's nice. I really like her stuff as well. And I think that is pretty much it for works in progress, stash acquisitions, all of that. Yep. So after a while, I'm going to have to start putting down my self-striping yarn, because I have quite a bit that I need to work on. Because I've got, the ones that I just got this week. I've got the ones I'm currently working on. I got at least one that I'm going to be purchasing soon. And I got my Bliss one that I got from the Cozy Knitter for, oh gosh, my mind is like frying on me. for April, end of April. What was it? The Toronto Knitter's Guild Frolic. Yeah. So like I've got quite a bit of sock yarn to work with. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I got a lot of stuff I can work on. Well, socks wise, because as far as I'm concerned, generally self-striping is pretty much for socks. So, but the thing is, I still have my other goals regarding socks that I need to do. So I still need to get my Hufflepuff yarn. I still need to get my my Ravenclaw yarn from BISCOTTE yarns. And then what was it? Crochet 2 Knit 1. She has a Hogwarts Express one that I'm very interested in acquiring as well. So I think I'm going to get all the houses. I don't care. I love them all. So yeah, so that's everything for that. So what's been happening in the past couple weeks? My grandpa turned 90 years old. I got a recording of him singing at church. We just had a little celebration. We had a Thanksgiving service at his church. He was actually able to go out there and make it. I'm very happy because he hasn't been able to make it out there on his own for quite some time with his health issues. So he had a Thanksgiving service. We also had cake and desserts and all of that kind of stuff. And a good amount of people stayed there to support him. We also had, the same day, we had Seniors Day at my church. And it was just absolutely awesome. I was so engrossed in the service that I didn't even think to record some of the stuff they did. Because every year the seniors have managed to throw in a play. So, like last year, who did they do last year? Was it Esther? No, Esther was the year before, was the women's one. No, my mind's just going blank. But this year they did it on Naaman, and my brother's godfather was the one who he played the main character. The music was awesome. They did variations on Broadway and pop songs for their music. So one of them they did based on YMCA, with little signs that they were holding up. It was adorable. Another one they did was based on Hello Dolly. Yeah, and trust me, they got their music down this year. They sounded amazing. Like I could hear them, because one of the things I try not to do is whenever they're practicing, because even though I'm still going to be there waiting because my mom is a part of this group, I try to stay as far away from wherever they're practicing because I want to be surprised, like watching it for the first time when I see the performance. So I could still hear them out in the hall when I wasn't trying to be anywhere near them, and they sounded really, really good. So I was very happy when I got to see them this time. My dad actually had a major role in the play. He played one of the kings that was in it. Yeah, so that's everything that's been happening so far, generally, that I'm willing to talk about. Yeah, so that is actually going to be it. So I will see you again in hopefully a couple of weeks. I make no guarantees as to how soon, because I don't know when it comes to week to week. It's when I have the time and when I have the energy to do it. Let's see. No, there's something else I just realized I forgot. Oh, no, I was just going to mention that I'm going to put a video up at the end of my grandfather singing. I seem to do that all the time. And that will be everything. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day. And bye.
In kindness is thy loving kindness, O God. Therefore the children of men, amen. Therefore the children of men put their trust under the and thou shalt make them drink of the river, and thou shalt make them drink of the river, and thou shalt make them drink of the river of life. And thou shalt be abundantly satisfied then. O